It's emerged that a number of spies have been sacked for inappropriately accessing personal information.
The revelations came after an inquiry into the surveillance operations of the intelligence agencies called for a radical overhaul of the laws overseeing the UK spy operations. Sky's technology correspondent Tom Cheshire reports.
Even when we're at home, the intelligence agencies are keeping an eye on us. Your internet browsing history, your Facebook likes, even the GPS location recorded by your smartphone are all routinely scooped up by GCHQ for analysis as they travel across the internet. Today, though, scrutiny was on the security services, with a report from Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee, or the ISC, calling for a complete overhaul of existing laws. It also uncovered some startling abuses.
It's mentioned that intelligence staff were, in some cases, dismissed for inappropriately accessing personal information. Is there any more detail on this, the sort of personal information they accessed, how many staff, how many times, when it happened?
Well, I think we say in the report that these incidents have been extremely rare. We also recommend in our report that these matters should be a criminal offence, because we regard this as extremely serious indeed.
Huge databases containing personal information about a wide range of people, at least millions of records, are currently not subject to any legislation. David Cameron immediately announced plans to put this under a statutory footing. There was a lot the report didn't tell us, just how much personal communication GCHQ hoovers up, as well as the specific instances where that bulk interception has prevented threats, all redacted. The focus was on the bulk interception program. At listening stations like this one in Cornwall, GCHQ taps fibre optic cables that carry internet data like Google searches and Facebook photos. The ISC said that tapping this information did not amount to blanket surveillance.
Well, it's not all huge satellites and tapping underseas cables. Take this SIM card. It's made by a Belgian company called Gemalto. They make 2 billion SIM cards a year. Chances are your phone has one in it. And they believe they were hacked by either GCHQ or the NSA. That means they could have had access to your most private communications, the calls you make, the text messages you send. If you or I were to hack into Gemalto and do the same sort of thing, well, we'd probably be going to jail for a very long time.
At a cybersecurity exercise today, new intelligence recruits are scouted. In the real world, spies can only play what's put in front of them by the law and by the ISC, as this GCHQ staffer told us anonymously.
At the end of the day, you know, we look to the regulation, to the ministerial guidance on this, and we work within those constraints.
Civil liberties campaigners argue that the ISC's job is to keep the security services in check, and it's failing.
Our intelligence agencies are incredibly powerful. They're exploiting every bit of technology they can. They're exploiting every bit of law they can. We require an oversight body that can be proactive rather than reactive in order to constrain those activities.
This was the most honest, most exhaustive report into surveillance in the UK so far. But as spy agencies continue to look for a new edge, it might not be long before we need another.